When you put it inside, you will feel very strong emotions, my darling.
I'll show you the new backable menu. The menu is enabled, the first time, by pressing the RES button for 2 seconds. Subsequent times it will be active, as soon as the vehicle will be on. I will quickly summarize the available functions, starting from the statistics and the launch assist, as they were the latest introduced functions. By selecting the Show Params entry, it is possible to show a plethora of parameters on which I have added the statistics. Last taken time taken to go from 0 to 100 km per hour, and from 100 to 200 km per hour. And then the best time ever achieved. Best times from 0 to 100 and from 100 to 200 are permanently stored. In the Setup menu, it is now possible to set the launch torque as well. This parameter indicates the torque in Newton meters, from which the launch assist will start releasing the brake. After enabling it in the Setup menu, in the main menu the Front Brake Normal entry will be available. By pressing the RES button, the Front Brake Normal will switch to Front Brake Assist, and the front brakes will be automatically inserted. The brake will be released upon exceeding the set launch torque threshold. Let's try it. First of all, I activate the dyno in order to disable the controls and ensure maximum power delivery. I move into the Front Brake Normal entry. I press RES button and it becomes Front Brake Assist. We see here, at ralenti, that the current torque increases and the previously set threshold torque is shown. Upon exceeding the threshold, the brakes are released and the Show Params menu entry automatically appears, showing the 0 to 100 statistics. The entry shows GO as soon as the vehicle exceeds 0 km per hour. The entry shows the achieved time upon exceeding the 100 km per hour. The statistics are evaluated even if they are not being observed in that moment. Scrolling through the statistics list, it is possible to view the last achieved time, but also the best time. In this case they coincide, since this is the first run. If instead, after switching from Front Brake Normal to Front Brake Assist, you press RES again, you will arrive to Front Brake Forced. In this mode, the brakes are engaged and they can only be released by pressing the RES button again. So we give gas, and after a while we press the RES button. The brakes are released and we have our burnout start. The Clear Faults function can be made available in the main menu. By pressing the RES button on this entry, the entry will show "Wait for a while." A clear DTC will be sent to each ECU on the 3-CAN bus of the car, obtaining the clearing of all errors, if any. Among the many parameters available in the Show Params menu, there is also the oil pressure. Upon restarting the vehicle, the last parameter, in view, automatically returns to view. By pressing the RES on the dyno entry of the main menu, this will be activated. In this mode, all vehicle controls are disabled, including ABS, electronic traction control, and the anti-skid system. For all-wheel drive vehicles, the four-wheel drive disable function is available. This function can disable all-wheel drive. For vehicles that have the race mode, but have not performed the firmware update on all the expected controllers, the backable, through the shift warning function, enables the display of the gear shift indicators. The intervention threshold expressed in engine RPM, and the same function, can be enabled and set by Setup menu. With the appropriate setting, it also works on the My23 instrument panel. With the Virtual Pad ACC function, you can essentially activate adaptive cruise control on the vehicle, which has basic cruise control, without having to buy the dedicated keypad. The backable replaces the tap on the old cruise control keypad buttons, in order to enable adaptive cruise control and set the distance. The way it works is well detailed in the dedicated video that describes this function. The enablement of the adaptive cruise control functionality on multi-Ekusken can only be performed on vehicles that provide it. The immobilizer included in the backable prevents theft through the radar door. More generally, it prevents the addition of new keys to the vehicle. Here we see a test performed with Alpha OBD to simulate what the thief does during the theft. As soon as the thief connects to the RF hub, the immobilizer activates itself by also triggering the panic alarm. The vehicle will seem like dead. The Start and Stop Disabler function automatically deactivates the start and stop function of the vehicle each time the engine is turned on. The Regeneration Alert function, which can be activated from the Setup menu, produces an acoustic warning when the regeneration is about to start, and it displays a warning on the dashboard using the appropriate regeneration icon. In Showprogram's menu, there is a parameter dedicated to show the type of regeneration currently in progress. I used a WS2812 LED strip where each RGB LED of the strip is independently controllable. To each gear, I have associated the color of different flags colors. By accelerating, it increases the lit LEDs and their brightness. With a tool on the PC, for example, Savican, it allows sniffing on the CAN bus of cars. It allows you to decode messages, perform reverse engineering and re-inject messages on CAN bus. It is an excellent diagnostic and hacking tool for CAN bus. The route messages function of the backable allows to route an internal CAN bus message towards the OBD port through UDS message. By this way, an internal parameter can be displayed on a smartphone app through OBD diagnostic tool. In these images, we see the final result with Car Scanner app showing oil pressure. Further details are available in the dedicated video and in the manual. With Backable, it is also possible to enable and disable the electronic stability control and the traction control. By pressing the button on the left lever for at least 2 seconds, in DNA modes it is disabled the TC. By changing operational mode, default settings are restored. Once the state of escape has been inverted with the left button, it is possible to undo the change by pressing again on the same button. To use this function, it is necessary to perform a proxy alignment by enabling the byte related to race mode. As final notes, it should be clarified that in the new Setup menu it is possible to enable and disable almost all available functions. The firmware is open source and therefore continuously evolving thanks to the Backable Telegram community. You can contribute by donating with PayPal. You can keep in touch with me on Telegram for more information. You can click on video like icon and subscribe to my channel. I can send you the user manual if you send me a Telegram private message.